Let's go for a ride. Fountain Valley, California. It's a nice place to live. So we're on the 405 right now. We're heading into Fountain Valley, and the reason we turned the camera on the freeway is because we want to see if there's construction, because one sort of funny thing about Fountain Valley is that there always seems to be construction on the on-ramps and off-ramps, literally continuously.
Or the bridges that go over.
Or the bridges that go over. Yeah, so it's kind of just a joke, mostly between Sean and I. Basically, ever since I moved here, which was more than 20 years ago, there's been construction. So we'll see if it's still continuing. But yeah.
I'm actually seeing that there's not much going on here as far as the construction stuff. So they've actually recently put in this fast track lane in the 405 freeway, which to us is actually particularly irritating because, you know, Southern California, we didn't really grow up with toll roads for the most part. Mm-hmm. And now they're creeping up. I mean, that's just kind of one of those things that we just are not used to.
Well, it can't even tell you how much that makes me burn with rage. So, yeah.
So we're exiting on Brookhurst. So this is, okay, and we're going to be taking you a quick little tour of Fountain Valley. There's not a ton of particularly notable places in Fountain Valley. It's a lot of suburbia, right? Like this is Suburbia Central. In fact, their name is, their whole slogan is a nice place to live.
Yeah, so kind of maybe how we've hooked you, because I'm thinking of the title of this video right now, is this the nicest place to live in Orange County? Because that is the tagline of Fountain Valley. Fountain Valley, a nice place to live. And what's interesting about Fountain Valley as well is that it has some of the lowest turnover in all of Orange County. What is the average length of stay in a home?
40 years.
It's about 40 years, yeah. And that's usually because the owner sadly passes away, and then they tend to just, will it to whoever they want to.
So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Dazad.
And I'm Courtney Dazad, and we are licensed real estate agents here in the beautiful state of California.
And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the beautiful blue skies. I love the impeccable weather. The problem is that I'm not local. I may be even out of state. I may be even out of the country, so I don't know what to do. I totally get that. That's when to reach out to us so we can have that conversation, really get a sense of what you're looking for, and be your boots on the ground. We can do tours of just not only the properties, but the neighborhoods as well, to really give you a good sense of what's out there. So when you do come out here, your time is spent super efficiently. So what you want to do is when you give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. So...
yeah, well, again, because it's a nice place to live. And again, and that is truth in advertising.
Yeah.
It is, people love them some Fountain Valley. It's a really nice place to live. Yeah. It doesn't have the robust shopping options of, let's say, Costa Mesa just down one way, or Huntington Beach the other way. But it has some, obviously. Like, actually, in fact, we're passing by a Sam's Club. This is the only one that's in this area of Orange County. I think there's only 2 in all of Orange County, period. There's Costco's all over the place. In fact, Fountain Valley also has Costco's as well. But Sam's Club, this is one of them. And actually, we're right next to probably the main feature of Fountain Valley, which is Miles Square Park. So this is legitimately a square mile of park. This is kind of going back, way back when they had the whole grid system and everything, where this was one, that central square that was, sectioned off as a park. And you have golf courses here. You have obviously tons of different activities that, people love them some Miles Square Park. And then surrounding Miles Square Park is just tons of different dining options. In particular, dining options are really robust here, bakeries and, there's shopping options as well. But dining, I would say, is really goes to the forefront. And you have a lot of diverse types of, places to eat here, which is, you have a whole bunch of variety of foods, which is really awesome.
Yeah, I would say Fountain Valley is one of the best cities for food.
It actually is really good. I really like Fountain Valley a lot from that perspective. I agree. Again, so just catty corner here is that's the beginning of Miles Square Park.
Yeah, Fountain Valley too, it's bordering Huntington Beach. It definitely has a Huntington Beach vibe. Obviously, it's not the beach, but we're talking about the suburbia part of Huntington Beach, because Huntington Beach is a huge city. So,
I would, if you don't mind me interjecting here, I would say that the Fountain Valley that's on the other side of the 405 freeway, the south side of, or the south/west side of the 405 freeway, definitely, again, there's a little bit of blending. I would definitely say on the other side of the 405 freeway, it's definitely a very different vibe.
And it looks like, I actually didn't know this, but they have a Miles Square Park farmers market on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
I might have to check that one out. I wonder how robust it is. I mean, obviously, the Irvine Farmers Market is the most well-known.
Well, it's the biggest.
And it's the biggest.
Yeah.
So you have just tons of variety there. But it's interesting. Some of these farmers markets that are sprinkled throughout Orange County, they may not have the quantity of Irvine's one, but their quality is really high in that, like, all the vendors that you'd want to go to are present. Whereas, again, just like some other farmers market from around the area, like, they kind of just aren't as robust at all.
Yeah, so we'll head into Miles Square Park. Obviously it's quite large, but just to sort of give you a feel of what it's like. I mean, it's got a lot of different facilities. I think you can even do archery here. There's lots of different activities here. I've seen people playing badminton,
tennis,
pickleball. There's a golf course in it. There's camping, I guess. You can camp here, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's very popular. You're always seeing people recreating.
Brodard, that's a good restaurant. Like, actually.
Oh, yeah, Brodard. Brodard is a really good restaurant. We just passed it.
And again, tons of bakeries here. Like, again, that's surround, like, obviously, like, surround Miles Square Park. Obviously, the homes that are in the vicinity of Miles Square Park, that tends to be one of the nicer, desirable places to be at as far as people wanting to be next to the park.
Yes, if you're a runner like Sean and I, you can do 4 miles around. That's one loop. It's 4 miles.
Our kids are learning the whole idea of perimeter and what that means.
Yeah.
I remember they even used to have an RC racetrack here. So you have your radio control car. They have this little racetrack. So I don't know if that still exists. I just remember going there when I was much younger.
So yeah, here we are. We're entering the Miles Square Regional Park. We're just gonna, be here for a second, show you kind of what it's like. Oh, do you have to pay to get in?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
You want to go a different spot? Let's go to like that other location because obviously I don't feel like.
So you may notice that we are in different clothes. I mean, I don't know if you pay attention to that kind of stuff, but we are, because after we did our Fountain Valley driving tour, we realized that we didn't press play. Record. Sorry. When we went through the park. So here we are back again, just to show you going through the Miles Square Park, which is kind of like, it's kind of like the only thing to do in Fountain Valley. I mean, Fountain Valley's great, but it's just residential, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of restaurants actually in Fountain. Well, Fountain Valley has actually a ton of good restaurants.
It does. Fountain Valley has great restaurants.
And they have a Costco.
But if you're talking about, attractions or whatever, stuff to do, I mean.
If you're going to Costco on Friday night, you'll find me there.
It's residential, right? But Miles Square Park, there's a lot of stuff to do. So you do have to pay to park, and so you can pay a yearly pass. I think it's $50 for all of the Orange County parks, that are in Orange County that you have to pay. So, yeah.
And this is legitimately a square mile. So it's 1 mile by 1 mile. Well, yeah, so it's 640 acres, if that's what you're going off of. In metric terms, I don't know.
Yes.
And then, obviously it's probably like square kilometers. And so this would be more than 1 square kilometer, of course.
Yeah, but there's a ton of stuff here. So there's baseball fields, soccer fields, playgrounds,
golf course.
There's even archery here, which is kind of random. So, yeah, I guess if you like to shoot arrows, this is a place that you can go.
I choose archery.
I choose archery.
I choose archery.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to say as we?
I mean, no. I just love the fact that this park offers tons. I mean, again, basketball court, it's tons of recreation here, right? And it's just not far off the freeway. It's really well located. It's actually a great location for something as large as this is, and just tons of different activities. And if you want to go on runs, you just want to be in the seclusion of the park, there are homes that line the perimeter of this place. And restaurants, so you're next to major streets and freeways. It's great.
Yeah, and there's a farmers market on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, and you always see people here, no matter what time of day. There's always people recreating. I think there's
maybe not in the middle of the night.
Well, yeah,
I guess you did say day though.
Yeah, time of the day, sure. I mean, I don't leave the house at night, so I mean, if someone's like, "Let's go do something," I'm like, "Well, is the sun out?" Then I'm not going.
Oh, it's the archery sign.
So the archery, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the archery range in Freedom Hall.
I've even seen badminton courts, and actually, kind of a lot of people using them. So.
Yeah, you'll find out. I mean, yeah, there's just a little bit of everything in here. Because they're filled with something. Because you have obviously a ton of land to work with here.
Yeah, it's just, one super nice thing about Fountain Valley, as you can see. I'm assuming most of the people here are residents or live fairly close. I mean, Fountain Valley is pretty small, so there's obviously a lot of cities around it as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, really pleasant, though. Like, it's just a nice, again, to top off, a really nice city.
Yeah, Fountain Valley.
A nice place to live.
It's a nice place to live. It really is. Well, I mean, Sean, he actually randomly has a lot of plans to live in Fountain Valley. And the thing that we've noticed about Fountain Valley is that no one ever moves. So,
oh my gosh, yeah. If you buy a house here, you will never move out of it because, the average time that people hold their homes is kind of incredible. People really do love it here. And again, I see why, because again, people notice that the schools are, good, like in general. I mean, obviously, I always recommend, it's subjective, of course. So you want to, do your own research and contact those school administration, make sure it's good for your child if that's what you're, if that's what you have. But yeah, people just love Fountain Valley and they never leave.
Yeah, they don't. What is the average time of holding a home? 30?
Over 40 years, I think.
Oh, really? It's over 40 now?
They just pass it down at this point, right? It's just like an heirloom.
And we just left Miles Square Park.
So these are homes that are right across the street. Of course, there's homes around the entire perimeter of Miles Square Park. But this is just, a typical Fountain Valley neighborhood, right? Like homes that are built probably in the 1970s in that vicinity. Of course, you have townhomes, condos, single-family residences, a little bit of everything here.
Yeah, so definitely not master planned, nothing like that here. So, yeah, definitely has a different vibe in terms of, I don't know how much you know about Orange County, but people tend to think of Orange County as either Newport Beach or these giant master plan communities of Irvine, but there's a lot of Orange County that isn't the beach and isn't master plan communities. Of course, there are a ton of master plan communities, but maybe you don't want an HOA. Maybe you want, a centrally located place to live. Fountain Valley could be an option for you because, as we've been saying many times, it's just a nice place to live. Yeah,
no, totally. I mean, and that is the thing. Like, so there's not much in the way of HOAs, especially for single family residences here. So a lot of people, some people don't mind HOAs. Some people absolutely hate it. They don't want that level of oversight. They don't want the HOA dues. They don't care about the amenities that the HOA may or may not offer. So Fountain Valley, again, you're in generally pretty good shape from that perspective, as well as the fact that because the properties are definitely on the, I hate to say older side, but on the middle-aged side of these things, you're also not dealing with Mello-Roos, right? So, and as a general rule of thumb, homes that are built the year 2000 and newer, there's a higher likelihood of Mello-Roos. And Mello-Roos is this additional layer of property taxes that get tacked onto the property for funding new infrastructure, like for new development. You're talking about like new roads, schools, fire stations, that kind of matter. So Fountain Valley has been all built out. It's been built out for decades. So you don't have to really worry about that aspect here. So, highly unlikely HOAs, especially for houses, and then highly unlikely for Mello-Roos because the stuff's a bit on the older side from that perspective. And we'll take you into another community, but like as you can see, again, Miles Square Park's to our left, and just lots of retail, commercial, and residential, like all around it.
So yeah, we're currently on Warner. We're going to be turning left on Euclid, but one of the reasons you can probably see that this is a giant, very massive street in terms of how many cars are using it. That's one of the reasons that Orange County has better traffic than all of its sort of sister places around it. Los Angeles County, San Bernardino, Riverside County, San Diego County.
Another hospital there too. There's multiple hospitals here. Right.
They have terrible traffic, just absolutely nightmare. And not that Orange County doesn't have bad traffic. I mean, I could never say that. But because it is better planned, because Orange County is newer, it was sort of the bedroom community of LA, and then they planned for all the people moving here. You have these larger streets so that if it is horrible, if there's a horrible, traffic accident or something on the freeway, you can get to places on side streets. I mean, I just remember it was rush hour and I had to get to Anaheim from Costa Mesa, and I just took side streets. It didn't take me that long. It took me maybe 30 minutes. Of course, it probably would have been 15 if there wasn't any traffic, but that you have that option. Whereas, in San Diego and LA, you just have to, there's one way that you can go because the streets are not planned like that. So
yeah, they're almost like the streets were built for like buggies, right?
Yeah.
Like, we were, so Orange County, by the time it was built, cars were very much a thing.
Yeah.
You have nice wide, like, your major boulevards and stuff like that. 6 lanes, 8 lanes across. So we have so many different arteries. And again, the entire, like the 405 freeway one's actually through Fountain Valley. So, and that's a major freeway. And just, a few miles down the road, you have the 55 freeway, you have the 73 freeway, you have the 5 freeway, you have the 22. You have all these freeways that are really close by.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really convenient, especially if you have to go to LA, the 405, you just hop on and you're it's a really nice straight shot to LA.
Yeah, and even the neighborhood streets in Orange County are bigger. I mean, I think that's one of the differences, too, between a lot of LA County is you have these tiny streets and they have all these tree roots that are coming up because the neighborhood is so old. And, I mean, it's just built more for modern life. Orange County is.
And they kink, too. Like, so, again, the streets, they're not these nice, smooth curves. Like, Orange County streets are kind of, again, they were built with houses in mind. Like that, I mean, let's start with cars in mind. So they kind of just make sense. They have a nice flow to them. Whereas, LA, man, it is again, not to bash on LA, just say it's for traffic. There's no one that's going to say LA has good traffic. So it's just brutal.
It is so brutal. Any time of day, it's just honestly a nightmare.
Oh my gosh. When I had to drive over there, like fairly consistently, I know you had to go to UCLA for summer school, right? And like, it's just tough. I mean, it is, again, it's not just the freeways, and the freeways are horrifically bad.
Yeah.
When I say bad, really, really bad. Like there's no getting around it.
Yeah.
Like here, you can kind of strategize. You kind of think about, okay, how do I get to here, that, or whatever.
You can do side streets.
And that one, you just throw your hands up, going, okay, it's up to the Almighty, whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
The source, whatever that might be.
It's basically one road to the freeway, and then everyone is converging, and then it takes an hour to get on the freeway, and then once you're on the freeway, it's a parking lot.
And it's not really like La La Land where people start dancing and stuff. They're more enraged.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so even in the quote, older parts of Orange County, like Fountain Valley is, it's not South County, which is definitely like 1990s and newer. You have these large thoroughfares that are allowing you to get around. Yeah,
I mean, that is the part that's, I think, underappreciated. Like, people think South County is, like, only where that's at, and really,
no.
I mean, North County is actually, like, does, Central and North Orange County, there's lots of options, whereas, again, it seems like once you cross that LA County border, it completely changes. I mean, and we do hammer this a lot, like, Orange County is nothing like LA County, like, at all. Yeah. Even though they share, obviously they border each other, just very different vibe.
Yeah, Orange County definitely has the orange curtain.
Yeah, it's alive and well.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to get me to go to LA. The only reason I will, I have a friend that's a food critic, and if she invites me to a nice restaurant for free, I'm like, oh, I'll go to LA for that. Other than that, I'm like, I'm not going.
It is really tough. Like, I'm a big Lakers fan, and to go to LA, even for that, I'm like, LA. It's just a pain.
People that live in LA, when they come to Orange County, they're like, wait, why am I living in LA?
Yeah, or they actually just don't like it. It's too different for them, for them, right? As far as like,
no, it's so nice.
I'm trying to give LA I'll throw LA a bone of some sort, because again, it doesn't make sense to me.
No, I don't like it. Sorry if you're from LA, but I know people are somewhere like LA or die, and I get it if everyone's got their taste. I just don't personally understand it.
No, and of course, again, we don't have the entertainment options, of course, that LA has, or the variety of dining. I would say our dining is actually, like, I'm pretty happy with that. I would definitely say our entertainment lacks, like, LA's for sure. Mm-hmm. But, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, if you're boring like us and we never do anything, I really don't care about that. Now we're getting close to the Fountain Valley Costco, one of Sean's favorite Costcos. If you're looking for...
Oh, this is the OG Costco.
Yeah.
This is like a fine wine age. Like, this is like a good year.
Yeah, so Sean, he likes to... Because every Costco kind of has something different, right? None of their stock is the same. So he goes to the Fountain Valley Costco for certain things. He goes for other Costcos for other things. I might go to the Garden Grove one just to see if there's something
I don't know
else.
the Garden Grove as much. So, like, for instance, my Costcos that I go to are the district of Tustin.
Yeah.
It's the Tustin district one for sure. Fountain Valley Costco's you got to because it's like right here, which is really nice. Let's see here. The Laguna Niguel one's pretty good too.
Yeah. Well, Laguna Niguel has two.
Yeah, but the one I go to is the Heather Ridge one, of course. Not the Cabot one as much. This Cabot one's kind of small. So
Yeah.
you want to go for the larger ones. Now, this Costco isn't necessarily one of the largest ones, but it's pretty awesome. I do like it a lot.
Yeah, so long story short, if you're looking for a Sean sighting, it could be in one of these Costcos.
You know what? That is true. If you're looking for me, like,
Yeah, if I'm like...
I may be there.
If I call him, where are you? I'm at Costco.
Because I got to see what they got.
It's true. He does. He has to see what they have. Yeah, so we'll just show you the Costco real quick. The OG Costco. And yeah, just to let you know. So that's one nice convenient thing that you have here in Fountain Valley is that you have the Costco.
Yeah, Costco right here. And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you through real estate needs. So whether looking to buy or sell a home, what you do is only give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.